What's going on, guys? jtmoffroad here. Hopefully today we are making a better workbench. So by now, you know, we have the parts truck, we have all this stuff, and now we need to really start getting this workbench built and start getting a little further into making space up here and everything. So we'll go ahead and get into starting this workbench. So what my plan is to get this up higher. This front piece kind of has to have like a flat support in the front, so it's not going to be like that anymore. So I picked up these 2x6s from Home Depot. A little purple mark means that they're no good, which don't know how, like, a lot of Home Depot's lumber doesn't have all of their wood covered in that, because it's just, I don't know, you just can't find good stuff. But anyway, they set aside the bad stuff and they put a purple mark on it, and it goes for like 70% off. For like stuff like this, if it's a little warped, like, I don't really care. I'm not that worried about it. Like, it's a workbench, it's gonna beat up, I'm gonna screw it up to the wall. Like, it doesn't have to be like super perfect, like level, whatever. It's gonna be level enough for what I'm doing. I found that there was like some that were super bad. Like, some of them have some big cracks in them and they're like a little warped. Some of them were just seriously like, wah. Didn't get those. But we got some more 4x4s for the posts, and we're gonna lift them up. So can't really use these posts anymore unless I gotta see how high it's gonna be. But I could just like put some 2x4s across this way, maybe stack a couple so it lifts everything up, and then that way I can keep these ones still and then cut those ones to the right height that they need to be. Because I'm thinking, like, I have these two posts, those two posts, and then I can have two posts in the back, or depending how this all goes, because I haven't really like measured and done any math yet, but works out that these 2x6s, I don't know, I think these are 8 feet. It pretty much spans, like, so if you were like pretty much spans like the whole length of what my table needs to be, for at least that section. So I think that's going to be kind of like my top framing. I'm not going to have it down like this, because if I did that here to have this table slide underneath, I'd push it up like even more, which we don't want to do. This is going to be a tall table enough. I'm a tall guy, so it's cool for me. That was a little low, so this will be up a little higher. Should be nice. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go to it and see what happens. But this, I could use one of these and screw it into the wall. Could do it stacked like that, and then the back of these boards would be screwed into that side, and then this would be screwed up to the wall, and then might be able to get away with just using posts in the front. If we don't have enough 4x4s, and we can use those ones in the back up front. I don't know. I only bought 2 of those 4x4s. I have, I think, like 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6x6s. And then all the 6x6s from that. So this one's gonna get dismantled. We're gonna start taking this apart. I think the first thing to do is maybe take these two and kind of screw them together so we have our top bench first. And then once we get that together and see what the heights need to be, then maybe I will go ahead and put something in the back so that the back can rest, and then I can see how I don't know. I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna go to it. We're just gonna go. Alright, so I didn't get very far, but I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do now. I've seen like what's going in, what I need to measure, and you know what exactly I need to do. So I've got a better idea, so let's talk about that. I started tearing this down a little bit more. Well, really all I did is take the front off. But taking the front off because I want the front of it all to be like the same look. So pretty much the front is going to be that piece. This is flipped over. So that piece down there is going to be in the corner. We're going to put a 2x6 like this across. So that'll be this front piece that extends out to here. It'll get tied into here. And then I'll have a lip that'll stick out, another 2x6. It'll go across there, across the back, over to there, the whole way around. And then I'll have another, that's actually like a perfect fit for a 2x6. I didn't cut any of this. So a 2x6 fits perfect back there. That'll be a full run, so that'll go along that back wall. So I think this will work. Eventually we'll flip this over, put that in place, kind of mock up how far that 2x6 needs to come out, because we can push this worktop like back, but because of the insulation that's behind the pegboard and the studs, kind of pushes what you're putting up against out a little bit, and it's not really like perfect, so it's kind of hard to measure exactly what's going to be in there. So we just need to put it in place and go from there rather than measure it from on the ground and try to figure it out. So that's what this is. I think I was trying to decide if I want to put braces like in between or if I just want to run one long one. I think I'm probably going to do maybe one long one instead, at least for this side. That'll actually sit down right across that brace, so it'll help that out. So for the rest of this, I need to get one more 4x4. I can get 2 legs out of one of those, so get one more, and then that way I'll be able to have 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. I'll have to pull out framing back off, put it on the new 4x4s. I could probably just kind of raise everything up, but I don't know. I don't know if I really want to do that. I'd rather just get the 4x4s and just be done with it. I thought about maybe just taking some wood, kind of lifting up the one side, but I'm doing this now. I might as well take the time, do it how I want it. So I think I need to go get that 4x4 from Home Depot, and then I can start cutting. And of course my saw, can you guys see it? Do you see it? It's right there. Right here. I don't know what I was thinking when I brought all this stuff in. So I have to go ahead and dig through that and get my saw out, and then I can start cutting. Saw some smoking coming from the 4x4s when I was cutting them. I don't know if that's from them being treated or if it's actually just them being still wet or something else. So it started smelling like super bad, and I was like, this has got to be bad for my lungs. So eventually put my respirator on, thank goodness, and let the garage air out because it was pretty bad. Anyway, all the 4x4s are cut in the corner and Workbench is tore down. Next thing to do is start building our bench. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know how much of this stuff I'll be able to use. I think maybe like the side pieces I'll be able to use. But as for the back, I'm going to try to use, hopefully I'll have enough still. Like I'll have the one piece that is up against the wall the whole way around. And then eventually I'll have a piece on that side. But I'll need a piece long enough so like the bracing that goes along the back, instead of just being like a couple sections, I'll have one going across and then another going across. So they'll both, like this original side will be now connected with these 2 extra pieces over here, and then I'll have the side braces and put it all together. So once I get that, then I can finish figuring out what I want to do with my top, how long I'm going to need a 6x6 in here, and finish it up. So let's get to it. Alrighty guys, framing is finally done, and it is actually pretty solid. Like, this is probably the most unsturdy part, but once we put the top on, which actually has some framing underneath, which we still have to finish, it's gonna be so sturdy. So the yeah, this is all super strong. It's, you know, not moving at all. But I ended up, so I've got the brace that's coming around here that's gonna be support for the top. And I'm kind of wondering, I don't know, this might actually, like right here, might actually bend a little bit. So we'll see how it fits and how it actually feels when we get it all in. We may end up putting it like another brace here and go from there. But for now, I think this is a good start. I ditched the idea of the long 2x6 in the back. It was just kind of pointless. I was able to tie this side into the little brace for this side of the workbench. So I ended up just putting like a little 1/2-inch piece of wood in there and a long screw to get to this stud. So it's all tied up into there. And then on the bottom, I ended up just tying into the plate, the top plate there, top plate, bottom plate, whatever you want to call it. Tied it into the bottom there, snugged it all up against there, and it's super solid. So I'm actually really excited with how well this is going so far. It's super high. It's actually going to be like 40 inches tall. It's actually going to be like perfect waist height for me. So I think it's going to work out pretty well. We're going to finish mocking up the tabletop and see what we got to do from there. Now we have to figure out like the corner. So we'll get it mocked up in place and then start figuring out like what actually has to happen for the rest of it. So let's go ahead and get that up along here and see where we sit. Guys, I am so excited with how this is turning out. Just look at this. This is crazy. It's awesome because it's so high. Like, so many other people are not gonna like working on this, but thankfully it's not their garage. It's mine. Tabletop, super solid, and pretty much like it's bone here because I didn't get the rest of this framing in, But what we got to do is just measure for a 2x6 across here, and then we got to get a 2x6 that's going to go across here, and I gotta measure where it's going to go from this point to, there's a 2x6 that ends like right about here. So we got to measure that piece, and I think once we get that in, we'll probably put like another section in here. I don't know, we'll see what it's like when we get it down. So I think we'll actually get that framing in, and then we'll have that lay down, and then we'll cut our other board and then lay it on top, and then screw it up from the bottom like we did with everything else. Because if you couldn't already tell, this is really heavy. This is super heavy, and having that little kicker off to the side, it's not going to be a very good time trying to get that up. So I think we'll end up leaving it in place. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get that framing in, get that done, and then I think that's probably going to be about it. I don't think I'm going to do any extra like framing down here for the shelves. I may end up putting like some drawers in or something, but I think for now this is about what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and finish this up. It's done. Look how awesome it turned out. That went like, there's like the littlest bit of space above that, and it went right under. This turned out awesome. I'm so pleased. I still have to screw down the top to like the rest of the frame, but like right now it's, I mean, yeah, I definitely still have to screw that down, but it's all in, and I don't want to bore you with screwing that stuff down. I forgot that I had this out a little bit just so that these handles would clear. But they barely just clear right now. Like, I had to like turn this a little bit and it still hits that handle. But these ones clear fine. So I can mess with that a little more. Not a big deal. But I decided I'm not going to do any framing right now, at least for those. I still have to take the casters off those. I might end up putting a little bit more framing above that, and then maybe making some drawers or something. I don't know. But for now, I got done what I wanted to get done. I got this whole workbench built. I have continuous space. I have so much space. And I think it just works out that like the Jeep's gonna be here, and I have all this workspace in front of it. I'm just super excited about how this all turned out. That phase of this whole thing is done. Next is shelves. I'll have to take down all that stuff up there and then go through the wood that I have, and hopefully I have just enough to make some shelves up here that are about the same size as these, so it's just one continuous look. I'm getting pretty excited. Let me know how you think this looks. I think it looks great. I think it turned out awesome. A couple days ago I had no idea what I was gonna do and just had to jump in it and start doing stuff, and that's just how I work, I guess. Alrighty guys, so if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of the workbench, how it turned out. What do you think of the whole workshop idea? I still have to do more here. Still have to clean up all that stuff, and yeah, it's a lot. But I'll be able to have a truck in here, like full length, be able to walk the whole way around it, not hit anything. So that's gonna be awesome. So yeah, and Bearded Jeeper sent me this awesome shirt. Make sure to check Bearded Jeeper out. He's got a lot of good stuff, a lot of JK stuff. He's working on a Cherokee right now. Goes wheeling a lot. He's got a really good channel. Make sure you go check his stuff out. He's got a lot of good t-shirts for sale, so go check those out too. Speaking of t-shirts, I have some too. Go down to the description, go to the link, buy yourself a shirt. Everything's gonna go right back into the channel, help out all my builds, help out everything here. So yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. We'll see you in the next one.